Okay, 7 tips and tricks to summit Mount Fuji. With only 2 days left in Japan and the first day of the climbing season barely starting, I had to climb my lifetime bucket list item, the tallest mountain in the world, Mount Fuji. Even though it came with its many challenges, I managed to summit through the following tips that will help you, that's right, you as well. So stay tuned to this video and watch until the 7th tip so you can actually go up Mount Fuji as well. Alright, here we go. So to give you a little background, Mount Fuji has a lot of trails, okay? Which I decided to climb the only one that was open first, the Yoshida Trail, or it's the Yellow Trail. On the first day of the season, which is usually July 1st, I had trouble getting the public bus in the morning. There's a public bus that takes you from Fuji Yoshida, which is the town down below, up to station number 5, where a lot of people usually start the climb. But that morning, that gracious morning, the roads were closed due to high winds. Some people were saying it was high winds. Some people were saying, oh, there's a tree stuck in the middle of the road and they're trying to clear it. I don't know. There was a huge mess for the first 2 to 3 hours, actually 5 hours. I woke up at like 4 in the morning, and up until 10 o'clock, they finally started getting the buses all the way up to station number 5. I thought it was a goner. I thought I wasn't gonna climb. Mount Fuji, or the Yoshida Trail, has 8 stations in which the majority of the hikers begin at station number 5. Okay, at each station there are huts or lodges where vendors sell water and snacks. One also has the option to stay the night, summit the next morning with a sunrise view. However, me, a budget backpacker, being on a budget, I cannot afford, or I didn't want to spend that extra cash, which is kind of pricey, on an overnight hut. So I decided to make the climb in 1 day, which is totally feasible. Like, you can also do it too. Okay, so that brings me to my tips. Tip number 1: if you are planning to buy snacks or water on the trail, make sure to bring 100 yen coins. Those are like the coins that bling, the coins that you get everywhere, but make sure to bring a lot of those. They are more useful to buy snacks or water on the trail. Tip number 2 is to avoid the overnight huts to save money, just like I did. The huts cost about 10,000 yen, or about $70 per night. Okay, and if you're on a budget like me, you can't afford that. So just climb during the day. You don't have to spend the night, and save yourself some cash. Tip number 3: carry your own snacks and water. Like, that's kind of like an obvious one, but yeah, carry your own snacks and water. So I purchased my food at the grocery store in Fuji Yoshida, and it's more Akasaka store. Okay, so if you're at the 8th station and you want to buy a miso soup, a small miso soup, it's gonna cost you 500 yen. 500 yen is about $3.5. Now compare that to buying a rice bowl soup with chicken and egg and a bigger portion down below and hauling it up. That plate, that chicken and rice and egg plate, will cost you 700 yen, which is only 4.9 or almost $5. So $3.5 for a small thing compared to $5 for a bigger thing that has more value. Well, go with the one that has more value. Okay, so buy your stuff before you go up at grocery stores down below. Okay, so now it's like 10 a.m. I've been up since 5 a.m. trying to figure this out. Getting a taxi, the taxi telling us no, there's no way up. Trying to talk to the public shuttle bus attendants to see if it's still open, if it's not going to be canceled. no information, nobody knows what's going on. There's a whole bunch of hikers ready to go, long lines, and around 10 a.m. after 5 hours of finally waiting, guess what? The roads open up. The public shuttles that take you to Station 5 begin working once again. So I take this as a green light, as an opportunity for me to go, okay? And it was now or it was never for me. So tip number 4, wait out the shuttle buses. You know, the shuttle buses cost around $10 US, or get a taxi to the 5th station early in the morning, which is $50 US. If you're on a budget like me, just wait out the shuttle buses, $10 US, that's pretty cheap. That will take you to the 5th station where you can finally start your climb. So after 5 hours of trying, I finally make it to the 5th station, okay? And I actually begin the hard part, which is the climb. However, on the shenanigans and the scramble of the 5th station shuttle, I get a chance to meet 3 other friends along the way that were traveling solo. One of them was David, which is the bald guy, Sophie, the Austrian girl, and Ruben, the skinnier dude. And therefore, we begin our hike up. The hike was tough, you know, windy, rocky. However, nothing more difficult than what I have done in the past, which brings me up to my next point. Tip number 5, make friends. Sticking to partners and friends encourages and motivates you to keep going. So I knew once I had made those friends and we started climbing, there was no way I was going back down. I was gonna summit Mount Fuji, whether it took me 3 hours, whether it took me 5 hours, whether it took me 10 hours. Like, I was gonna summit that night because I knew I had made this group of friends and we were gonna do it. So that's tip number 5. Make your group of friends, you know, and start climbing. Finally, we summit after around 4 hours of hiking. All right, update guys, we finally made it to the summit. We summited. Let's go! Let's go! It's pretty foggy up here, kind of windy. I've experienced worse. But yeah, we made it. It took us about, what time is it right now? 4:30. We started at 11:30, so 5 hours. 5 hour summit. Not bad. Up at 3,700-ish meters above the sea level. Let's go. We take glorious summit pictures, even though it was cloudy. You could not see anything. It was just white. And then we spend like around 3-4 minutes. We take pictures and it starts like raining and there's so much wind. So we make our way down ASAP, right away. And as we began making our way down, that's when the rain started. On our way down, exactly as we started going down, it started raining on us. So tip number 6 is to bring gear for all types of weather. It may be sunny at the bottom, but then once you get to the top, boom, rain is gonna start. I don't advise you to bring an umbrella since it can get very windy and the wind can just like unfold it and break it the other way. What is it? What are you carrying in there? Huh? What are you carrying in there?
My clothes.
Metals?
Clothes.
Clothes?
Yes.
Oh wow. Okay. This guy's carrying clothes in a suitcase.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yes.
Why? Why? It's a change?
I don't know the road is so dangerous. I don't know.
You don't know?
Yes.
That it was dangerous?
Yes.
So you brought extra clothes?
The clothes is now.
Oh, for
yes.
To change.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, that's funny. It's funny. Wow, good stuff. But there are many places to purchase rent gear in the neighboring town of Fuji Yoshida. I specifically rented from Sora no Shita, a gear shop which is right next to the Kawaguchiko station. Another minor tip is to rent early in the day because then you will avoid the crowds in the afternoon, all trying to rent boots and jackets and all types of materials. The day before, go early in the day, rent your gear for all types of weather and avoid wasting time. So anyways, on our way down, we get below the clouds and we get blessed with a dreamy views of Japan. of the town below, of the landscape. It was just amazing. This, you know, after the whole day struggling, trying to get up the mountain, the views on the way down made everything worthwhile. We took some amazing pictures. It was worth it. I gotta say, it was worth it. So, brings me to my next tip number 7. So, don't give up. A slow but steady turtle wins a race over a fast rabbit. As we're making our way down, 2 hours later, make it down back to the fifth station. It's already dark, it's cold, it's windy, but hey, who knew we were gonna summit that day? We were against the odds. You know, we had wind, we had rain, nobody knew what's going on. It was the first day the trail opened, but hey, we summited. Tip number 7, don't give up. Slow but steady, keep going. All right, we make it down to the fifth station. It's nice. It's actually very cold. It's nighttime already, and we don't. The buses, the shuttles had already left. No more shuttles. So we take a taxi back down. We share a taxi, and we get dropped off at our hotels, our respective hotels or hostels or wherever we're staying. We were all just exhausted, and we all just went back home and slept it off until late in the morning the next day. And that, my friends, was my adventure hiking up Mount Fuji, the tallest mountain in Japan. A bucket list item for me that I've always wanted to do, and I managed against all odds to make the climb up. All right. Now, if you found this content and this video valuable, please give this video a thumbs up. And if you want to see more content like this, please subscribe to my channel. I have a ton of travel videos, travel content on what to do, what to see, how to do it. So I'll see you guys there. Let's see, any last words? I'll see you guys again soon. And how do you say thank you in Japanese? How do you say thank you in Japanese? No. Konnichiwa. That's how you say it. Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa. There we go. That's how I'll end it. Konnichiwa. Cheers.